Ladies and motherfucking gentlemen, I'm Zach Moonshine. You're listening to the motherfucking Zach Moonshine Show, and live right now on the fucking phone with me, I have Haniel from Bluntface fucking Records. Dude, what's going on, man?
What's up, dude? Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah, man. So how you doing, man?
Good. I'm probably gonna be dead by Monday. So.
This might be the last time people get to hear from you.
Yeah, I might be poor in a shelter, soaking wet, and without anything in this world except for a wet cat.
I was gonna ask, man, what have you done with your guitars and your cat?
Yeah, I think everything's gonna be fine. We're expecting between the Category 1 and the Category 2 up here. I'm about 65 miles from either coast, but the messed up thing is that the storm is coming right up the middle of Florida, but the further north it goes, the more it spends time over land, the weaker it gets. Yeah. So by the time it gets to us, we're in between 80 and 100 mile an hour winds, and 8 to 10 inches of rain over the course of 2 days.
Right on. Well, all jokes aside, man. Hopefully everything is cool and you guys are all right, man.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that, man, but we're still plugging away. The show must go on, and we still have a lot of stuff we got to do tonight.
Fuck yeah, dude. So tell everybody, man, what the fuck is going on in the world of Bluntface Records?
Well, we got a lot going on. Just recently, we announced the signing of 2 major bands, Grave Huffer, which you guys just checked out. They're going to be doing a vinyl release in 2018, and of their upcoming album. And they've been great. They've been really great. It's been a lot of fun, and we're really excited to be releasing Your Fault on vinyl, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be the first vinyl record that we do on Bluntface. The other thing that was really big was the signing of the former bass player from Nocturnus's band called Tiwanaku, which features Mike Estes on guitar and also we're going to be bringing on board the drummer from Fear Factory, and that's really interesting. His name is Mike Heller. I don't know if you guys have heard about him, but it's really great, and I'm really excited to be a part of that and to have him down on the Bluntface roster. Tiwanaku also features a longtime friend of Ed Mowry, Chris Scales, on bass. So it's great. It's great. So things have been going along really well. Pontifex is moving along great. One of the great parts about Pontifex is we've got Mike Smith, who's the drummer. He's a former drummer from Suffocation. And so this is the first time he's playing anything that's kind of black metal-ish. And the stuff that we've been hearing lately has been awesome. Another great thing about Pontifex is we're announcing tonight that we have a brand new bass player. And that bass player just happens to be Ed Mowry. So he's coming in and he's playing bass on this recording with Mike Smith from Suffocation. So we've got the bass player from Nocturnus, and the guitar and the drummer from Suffocation, 2 iconic pioneering guys that are playing black metal for the first time.
It's fucking badass, man. There's a lot of big names going on there, dude. I was gonna ask you, Tiwanaku. They've also the song that you guys sent us a while back. I think it said that it had Alex Webster playing bass on it.
Yeah, Alex Webster played bass on their first single, and he did a slamming job.
Jesus,
so
man.
You can expect more of that type of stuff and all kinds of cool stuff with Tiwanaku. So Grave Huffer and Tiwanaku were really a big part of the new Bluntface records, and Pontifex was really just kind of kicking off the new kind of black metal and more dark music that we're going to be kind of incorporating. We have another signing that we're going to be announcing today, and that signing is a black metal band from Central Florida who really impressed me when Caleb found them, because I put Caleb in charge of all of the black metal music went out there and he found these great guys from Central Florida, and their name is called Baleful Litany. And I know Darnell right now is on the chat, and he's really anxious to hear about this announcement. But we're really happy to have them on board. They got great attitudes. They're really talented guys too. There's a lot of stuff going on in the music, and it's very, very different than Pontifex, which I love, because it shows two different angles that you can approach with regards to black metal. So we're going to be making the official press release after the storm. It was supposed to happen today, but I got tied up with trying not to drown. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do the official release on social media after the storm. But we're really happy to have them on board. They're wonderful guys. They're no holds barred, no BS kinds of guys. So they're really great for the label, and we're really happy to have them on board. And we're going to be hearing from Ed Bowery and Baleful Litany at some point tonight. They're going to call in to the call that we're having now. So that's going to be pretty exciting. But the real big thing that we have coming up is a very, very, very special kind of inaugural release for Bluntface Records. Isolated Antagonist is finally going to be releasing their very extravagant and interesting new CD called Oblivion, and it features the former bass player from Fear Factory, Christian. So you can see that what we're doing with the label is we're really kind of bringing like some of the old guard in addition to some of the newer guys out there, and we're kind of blending it together. And Glenn and Nate did a really good job in bringing Christian on board, because they were able to go and secure that when right around the time that we were sort of kind of building some of this into the label. So they did a really great job with that, and I'm really excited about the release coming up. And next week, I'm going to be on the show again with Zach, and we're going to be talking more about Isolated Antagonist, and that's going to be our official kickoff, because we're doing a special funding campaign. And Glenn, who's a military veteran, he's going to be donating all of his profits to a particular charity. So you can expect nothing but like the most dignified, the most highly integrity type stuff coming from Glenn and coming from Isolated Antagonist. I'm very, very happy that we're able to go and get all this done and make it happen. And Glenn's going to be calling in a couple of minutes so that we can go and talk more about his release and more about the music that him and Nate have put together. So I'm really happy about that. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. We've got a lot of other things in the works. But the focus is always going to be on music. It's always going to be on the artist, and it's always going to be about a team effort. Everybody on the record label, they all work really hard with each other. Richie's been unbelievable with social media promoting from Gravehopper. Caleb has been great going in. I mean, he found another black metal band from Southeast Asia. Glenn has been great with getting everything going with his band and supporting on social media too. The stuff that Ed's bringing to the table, these guys, Darnell, that jumped on board are great. And we have some electronic bands too that we're going to be releasing, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing, it's all about a team effort. It's all about everybody supporting one another, and it's all about the music. And we got a lot of guys that just said, I'm just going to check my ego at the door, and we're going to go out there, and we're just going to support each other. We're going to get the word out there, and we got guys jumping on other people's albums to support them. Like Caleb's going to be jumping on Baleful Litany's album to play bass. I mean, Caleb's not a bassist; he's a guitar player. He's going to hop on board with that. Everything is going great. And finally, with regards to my band, Markradon, we are about to do the drum tracking, and I'm going to make a quick bonus announcement with that. Ed's going to be jumping on board to go and do some vocals with us. In fact, he's going to be splitting the lead vocals with me, and he's also going to be on board with the bass. And we have a couple of other guests that I'm going to be announcing later on, because we have lots of stuff to talk about. But I'm really happy about the drum tracking with Tim from Markradon. I think he's doing an unbelievable job, and I'm so proud of him. and everything is going along great. Everybody is working really, really hard, and that's the whole thing. That's what I promote here, guys. Is I'm really, 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 really pushing hard work and teamwork.
Yeah,
and with those two things, I think it'll be really successful.
I was going to ask you, speaking of that, like, as far as, because I know there's a lot of artists and other bands out there that are probably listening right now. For them out there listening, what can you tell them that what makes Bluntface Records different from other labels? What could a band expect if they were to, what can they expect from a label like this? Like what makes you guys different?
Well, first and foremost is that if somebody comes onto the team, they're part of the team, which means that the team comes first. We build a team up, and everybody benefits when the team improves. And we're seeing that very, very early on with, just with what we're doing with the social media, with filling out lineups, is that everybody's contributing to everybody else. Everybody's working together. It's like we have a unit, and everybody has their own designated job in the unit, and we'll work together. So if somebody's going to come on board, they have to buy into this idea that they're not going to be on an island. They're not going to be totally isolated. They're not going to be like, rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like we're not going to cater to them, so to speak. We're going to cater to this idea that musicians are in control of their own destiny. And the only way that musicians can really succeed in this world right now, the way that everything is set up, is by working with other musicians and other people who have their back. And another thing, too, you can expect from Bluntface Records is I don't take any shit from anybody. If somebody's going to go mess with one of my artists, I'm going to rip them apart.
Go ahead.
If somebody's going to come in and try to steal stuff or is going to be trying to work somebody over, I'm going to tear them apart. And I think we've had experiences like that where you see me, like, I just don't take crap. I protect my own. Another thing that people can expect from Bluntface Records is that when we start working together, it's a very detail-oriented process. And I'm working with the other artists to really help them gain more control over their musical destiny. And everything with us, the music always comes first. But in order for the music to come first, we have to take care of a lot of things. So there are some benefits too to being part of the team. One of the most unique things that we have as part of the label is we actually have a health plan. We're probably the only record label in the world that has a holistic, nutrition-oriented health plan, because that's what I do professionally. So it just made sense to incorporate it into the label.
Right on, dude.
So another thing that we have too is because everybody's part of a team effort, we are getting bands are sharing their resources. They're sharing their mailing list. They're sharing their endorsements. So if one band has an endorsement, we go and bring on board these other people and introduce them to that. And Ed's been really great with trying to help out with regards to bringing on some more endorsements because of his contact. So if you become part of Bluntface Records, you gotta realize that this isn't just some, brick and mortar old school type of record label. This is something that we're trying things a little bit differently. We're doing things differently. We're a complete full-service production company, meaning we can do everything from cradle to the grave, from recording, mixing, mastering, promotion, PR, social media networking, right down to artwork, making CDs, doing vinyl. I mean, I spent the past 5 years of setting up all these resources for my own band, Markerdon, and it just made sense that when Otto approached me about taking over the label, I just transitioned it and just used it with Bluntface. And we're keeping the name and keeping the same sort of idea to honor Otto and all the work that he put in over the past 15 years and making this thing happen. So you can expect, something completely different than what you would normally expect.
That's very cool, man. A lot of that, what you're saying, the way that you guys are handling the label, reminds me quite a bit of like some of the things that I say to fucking some of the new DJs when they come join Metal Devastation. Like we all help each other, you know, and that's really how you're gonna. I mean, it's all about teamwork, dude. You know, and when
Yeah.
it's just that's bottom line, you know, like you gotta fucking help each other out.
Yeah, and it goes beyond just helping out. It goes to the point where we have artists that are literally helping other artists complete their music. You know, I mean, and when I see somebody coming on board and sacrificing themselves for the good of the team, or sacrificing themselves for the good of someone else, I reward them. And those people are on my list. You know, they'll be the first ones that go and get, you know, endorsement opportunities. They're the ones that are going to be, you know, that put these types of events together. Like Glenn is doing something that is so amazing by making these donations that we had to go and make an entire show about that next week, about how he is busting his ass to use his music and his passion to help other people, which is something that is very, very rare in this day and age. And, you know, we can be talking to him in like about a minute, dude, but that's what I'm talking about. That's why, like, I really, really wanted to make this work with Isolated Antagonist when he said, look, this is what I want to do. Because I like the music. And I like these guys. I like what they're doing with it. And there were a lot of things we had to work out to make it happen. But the one thing is the fact that Glenn is using his passion to go and help other people. People he probably doesn't even know. Okay, lots of people out there that can benefit from him, and they probably will never get a chance to meet him. Hopefully, he knows some of the people. I know he does. But truth of the matter is that is the type of thing that makes me feel like, you know something? We got to go. This deserves something special. And that's the way that I do things with this label, is that it's not just a situation where somebody's going to come in and expect me to do all the work or do none of the work. It's the type of thing where it's like, hey, I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to outwork everybody. You have the opportunity or the choice to follow me or not. You know, you're not obligated to. Okay? When you sign on with us, get ready to work and get ready to, you know, get ready to go and be a part of this. And I do put the same amount of effort into every single artist. They may not see it right away because I'm planning things, I'm putting things in place. Everything is planned out for the next 2 years with this record label. And so far it's been wonderful. But when you guys come in that contribute something, that go out of their way to contribute something, I make sure to reward them. Case in point, Ed said he wanted to go and participate on you know, the Pontifex album. I rewarded him. I sent him a huge order of nutritional supplements because he had surgery on his back. He's recovering from it, wanted to make sure he's healthy. And he did the right thing by saying, hey, man, I'm going to go and I'm going to help you guys finish your music. Because I know that you guys wanted to go ahead. You needed a bass player. I'm going to go and do it. He offered to do it. So you know something? That's what I'm talking about. That's how I go out there and I reward people in any way that I can.
It's fucking badass, dude.
So, yeah, man. I think we got a new caller though. I think somebody popped in.
Yeah, is Glenn here?
Hey, I'm here. What's going on?
What's up, dude?
Another crazy night.
Tell me about it.
So, Glenn, tell everybody, man, how's Bluntface treating you?
Bluntface has been great. We've actually been with them since early 2016 with our last album. There's definitely some growing pains, and we just try to, you know, we saw all the changes going on, and we wanted to make sure that we were able to support them. They were able to support us in the proper way. So we let things happen, and in that time, Nate and I got a little bored and said, "No, fuck it, let's add some new stuff to the music." And out of the blue, found out that I could hire Christian to do the bass. So it's like, all right, cool. Let's make this even more metal than we were planning on.
Fuck yeah, man. So for people out there that don't know a lot about your band, like what can you tell them out there? Like you know, like how did you guys get started and whatnot?
So we're an industrial metal band. A little bit of comedy. I was in another band, and Nate was doing his own thing. We'd always talk about doing some projects, but I deployed with the military, and I was a little bored, and we were chatting away online, and said, you know what, let's give it a shot, try to do this music online. So the first album, all of my vocals are actually recorded in the Middle East, in the middle of my barracks, and I made a little recording studio in my barracks.
Dude, that's fucking...
the crap out of all the people around me screaming in the middle of the night.
That is fucking metal, dude.
So we did that. We released that one on our own, and Nate's a machine. I mean, this dude just makes music, and I swear to God, you throw an instrument at him, like 3 weeks later, he plays it like he's been playing it for years. That's how we got the bagpipes going. So we finished our first album, and before we even got the whole release up, he had probably half the songs recorded for the next album. So we started the next album while I was still in the Middle East.
Right on, man. What about the band name? How did you guys come up with that?
So that actually stemmed from me being in the Middle East due to multiple deployments. I've been a little place to myself, and I just always felt like an isolated antagonist, and I threw that name out there pretty much instantaneously because I'm kind of a jackass. People don't like it. I tell the truth a little too much, and I always feel like I'm the antagonist, that I just felt isolated, so I kind of threw that out there as a name, and it stuck instantaneously and started to really fit with the musical direction we were going through. I mean, we didn't even plan on making a concept album, but it just kind of fell into place.
Well, it definitely makes sense now, man. I'm picturing this dude sitting in the barracks, fucking with a machine gun, fucking recording fucking music, dude. Like, what the fuck, man?
I've recorded in the middle of Kuwait. I've recorded in the middle of Iraq. I mean, I'm home now, but I mean, metal's my therapy. I deal with messed up stuff here, there, and everywhere, even at my regular job. So I end up seeing just the darker side of a lot of people, and sometimes you just got to let that out in different ways. What
about your influences? What got you into playing music?
Man, I started metal back in, I think I was like 7 when I first heard Iron Maiden. I mean, we're talking like early 80s, right when Somewhere in Time and Seventh Son came out. I got hooked, and I've loved, they were my first, but when I saw the stories and the intelligence of lyrics from bands like Queensryche and Fear Factory, I just got hooked. And honestly, how I ended up finding Nate was out of the blue. I think we saw each other both being Fear Factory and Queensryche fans, which you just don't see. Just so opposite of musical styles.
Hell yeah, man. So moving forward, tell everybody like what kind of plans do you guys have? Any plans of playing live or anything like that, or is that even possible? Or
so we want to play live. We were really getting close to it, but my drummer was in the military and he got sent somewhere else, so I got to find a new drummer.
Right.
But yeah, we're looking to get out there live and get the songs out there. We're trying out some bass players. We're looking for some drummers that are into the style. It's amazing that there's just no drummers up here in Mass. I hear there are a ton in Florida. So if they get wet, just send them up here.
Took one of my ears, man.
Dude, if they get too wet, if they don't like the water anymore, send them up north. We don't get any water.
Yeah. Try convincing a drummer to move his entire kid 1,000 miles. I can't even get them to move it from one room to the next.
Well, if you carry their instruments, they're usually pretty happy.
Yeah, carry them and pay for them, too.
Oh, well, yeah, we've seen that.
Now, I've got this new song that I'm going to be playing from you guys called Oblivion. What can you tell people about it?
So, Oblivion is the title track for the album. The album is actually, all of our albums are part of a concept story. So, this album is about the beginning of a giant war, and we wrote this early 2016, and to me and Nate, we were just amazed because everything we were writing just felt like it kept coming true in the news, and we're trying to write a sci-fi dystopia, but it's not really sci-fi when you're staring at it.
More like reality.
So a lot of it is about reality, and so we were incorporating a little bit of reality and a little bit of sci-fi into it. And Oblivion kind of came out. I looked for a lot of different styles go, but I wanted to start with basically a giant war that happens in all over the world, and it came to the title of Oblivion. We had a longer title, but it didn't make sense, so we stuck with Oblivion. And then Nate writes us killer track, as always. I mean, this kid just throws out music. He eats, lives, dreams, sleeps just music, and it's amazing stuff comes out of this guy. He's got solo projects when he can't find enough time to, or when he can't get as much music out with this project, so he'll just write like 5 albums when he's sleeping. And he gave me this eerie sound, and he threw in some samples. I was like, you know what, get rid of the samples. I think we can do something even darker, make it much more personal. And I had a little trouble at one of my jobs, so I maybe threw a couple bosses in the mix for helping me write some lyrics.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, dude, I'm going to go ahead and blast that fucking tune for these motherfuckers, because I know they're fucking wanting to hear it, man.
It will be the first time anybody's heard it online.
Right,
or on the radio or anywhere.
Well, you guys hang out, stay on the line with me, and we'll be right back, man. This is Isolated Antagonist with Oblivion. Crank it the fuck up, motherfuckers.
Is in your ideals to think that you as a single
Dude, man, that was some fucking badass fucking shit right there. That was fucking brand new isolated antagonist with Oblivion from Bluntface Records, who I've still got here on the line with me. You guys there?
Yeah.
This is still here.
Dude, man, that was fucking crazy, dude. What the fuck, man? That was badass.
Well, we were trying to give a story at the end of the world and just bombs falling as you're just standing there watching. So what better way than just an absolute chaos of acoustic and metal at the same time?
That's very cool, man. It definitely sets the mood, man, and it's actually kind of perfect for right now. What's going on in the world right now? If you're watching the fucking Weather Channel and shit, kind of feels like you're.
Well, when you get a chance to hear the rest of the album, you'll definitely see that there's a lot of influences from the news just all over the place. We posted a couple tunes just because we get a little angry at the world that we see around us.
Yeah, so much shit going on, man, all over the fucking place. Right on, man.
Yeah, really, really good job on that, dude. Really good job.
Dude, it was really good. It was fun, and we got to push ourselves a little bit. And as I hope you guys will be hearing in a few, Nate and I are pushing ourselves even further in just some random directions. We're getting a lot of remixes from the Bluntface crew. So we got I butcher his name, so bear with me. Varsala and Krebs are helping us with some remixes, and we're throwing down some acoustic tracks just to really push ourselves in different directions and challenge us, because I've never made an acoustic song in my life. I grunt and yell a lot.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, awesome job, man. Like, really looking forward to hearing the rest of this, and in context with all the new stuff. But so I personally want to thank Glenn for coming on board and sharing more stuff about his band. But it looks like we have another special guest. You want to introduce yourself?
What's up, all you metal motherfuckers? This is Ed from Tiwanaku.
Dude, what the fuck is going on, man?
What's that?
Hey, Ed, what's going on?
That last track was banging.
Like I said, I can't wait till you guys play some new stuff, because holy crap, I've heard some of it and it's just blown away.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Wait till you guys hear what he's doing with Mike Smith on drums in Pontifex, man. That's gonna be something else.
It's brutal.
Yep.
So
yeah, I am the new bass player for Bluntface, and I'm very excited about it, man. That's for sure. Mike Smith on drums, man, and working with him in the rhythm section, and Caleb's killer some fucking writing, man. It's after the first song I saw writing all with the band, man. I knew that they didn't have a bass player, so I knew that was going to be me. At least I wanted it to be. You know what I mean?
hell yeah, man. Pontifex is some fucking killer shit, dude. I gotta ask you though about Tiwanaku, man. Fucking for people out there listening, dude. Tell them, man. What's well, first of all, what's the experience been like with Bluntface?
Well, the experience with Bluntface has been awesome. We've basically partnered up more so than just signing a record contract. And I've been working right with Neil on quite a few things. New logos, PR. Him and I are going to be going to NAMM this next year in January.
Hell yeah.
And doing a lot of work for the label at that show. We're looking at for Tiwanaku. Tiwanaku, for those who don't know what it is, it's actually an ancient city in the ruins in Bolivia. If you've ever seen ancient aliens on TV, you've seen the ruins of Tiwanaku, and they've talked about it as well. The album's going to be called Earth Base 1. I actually got that straight from Eric Von Daniken. And in one of his books, he called Tiwanaku Earth Base 1, and it sounds perfect for the first record.
Yeah, man. Fucking Chariots of the Gods, dude. That's a badass fucking book, man. I love that dude, man.
Oh, yeah. The old 70s movie that they put out with it, too, is killer as well.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that was a great soundtrack, too, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Interesting story, guys. In 1999, when my buddy at the time showed up at my house in Atlantic Beach on Long Island and gave me like a right off, like hot off the presses copy of the Ethereal Tomb, which was the last Nocturnus album, the one that Ed did the vocals and bass on. That was actually the catalyst that got me into Chariots of the Gods and Ancient Aliens and Zechariah Sitchin. And like ever since I heard that album, I was like, oh my god, I really, really wish that I was in a fucking band with this singer, man. I really wish I was in a band with this singer. And here I am, I'm over here signing his band, and he's going to be the vocalist and the bassist in my band, and the bassist in the band that I'm playing with, Caleb. So I'm telling you, you know, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, guys. You might as well just, you know, keep plugging away. You know?
Yeah, you got to go for it, man.
Exactly.
You gotta make things happen, and you can't just dream about them. If you really want to do it, it's not just a dream. It can really happen if you put your nose to the grindstone and you treat people right. You know, you'll get somewhere. You know, as long as you're making some good music.
Man, I gotta say, you know,
Oh yeah.
it was a good idea from Haniel to fucking bring you guys on the air too, along with this interview, and make it like this, because it's one thing for me and him to be fucking talking about how badass Bluntface is, but to bring the actual artists on and hear it from y'all's mouths, dude, fucking, you know, that really helps. Fucking, I mean, I don't know, man, it's driving it in, you know, like I feel it,
Yeah,
dude.
totally.
Bluntface has been amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we buy
each other out.
I think anybody out there
Yeah,
listening right
yeah.
now is like, holy fuck, dude, I gotta check this out.
Yeah, our first 10 sales, or first 15 to 20 sales will be to Bluntface artists. I'm kidding.
Well, one thing I could say, guys, is that, you know, this record label is not about me. Okay, and we got a lot of guys that are like really, really, really working hard, and everybody is putting in so much effort. And what's really amazing is how much the rest of the team actually supports me, and how they're trying to, how they really want to see this vision succeed, and they're really supporting me in getting it going. And it's really a wonderful thing, because this idea that that a rising tide raises all ships is being really adopted by a lot of the people by everybody actually that's involved with the record label. And I really do think that this is kind of the new model moving forward, is that musicians and artists and bands, they got to be more proactive. They have to be much more business-like. They have to be masters of more than just playing their instrument. They have to be much more interactive. They have to take advantage of social media. And they also have to have other skills besides just playing their instrument, like production or arrangement or design or something with regards to recording, whatever. So that's one of the things that really, really makes this whole thing unique, is that we're bringing people on board that have skill sets, that have skills that other artists, other musicians may not have. We have, like I was saying before to Glenn, is that we have so many drummers now that are affiliated with the label that are ready to play, that want to play, that if somebody needs a drummer for a recording, boom, we got him. Gimme. We need somebody to go mix, boom, we got him. If we need something to master, boom, we got him. We need artwork, boom, we got him. We need gear. We have special things set up now where our artists can get discounts from major retailers. I negotiated flat discounts that no matter what we get a certain amount off, guaranteed. So we are completely self-sufficient to the point where, like, there's nothing that we really need from, you know, the peanut gallery or the corporate nonsense that's been dominating music business for 70 years.
Hell yeah, man. And the whole game is fucking changed right now, you know, like the whole fucking, I mean, with online fucking media and everything, you know, I know it's pretty much possible for just about anybody to record themselves and get themselves out there and put it out there, but with that, there's also a lot of fucking digging through shit to find good stuff, which is one of the cool things about having these labels like you guys who are able to, you know, kind of bring the spotlight on certain things that you may not find otherwise. But I don't know, what's your take on that?
Well, my take is exactly the same take that Otto had when he started the label. I mean, you know, I have such an enormous amount of respect, and he knows this, and everybody knows that I kind of look up to the guy, and, you know, his whole thing was independent, underground, and avant-garde. And the very first combination that I had, the very first conversation I had with him when he actually signed Markradon was, you know, he wants to someday see the entire record and music industry turned on its side. And that's kind of like what we're doing here. We're presenting a new model. We're presenting a model of artists that are not just independent, meaning independent from the major labels, but self-sufficient. We're doing a lot of creative things with generating funding. And the main focus here, guys, is music. It's always going to come down to the music. And we're not going to cater to the middle of the bell curve. We're not going to cater to the mainstream, the masses, the trends, all the crap that you hear that's coming out that's like, hey, everybody's doing this, this is what everybody's supposed to do. No, we're catering to the artists and what they want to do to express themselves and how deep they want to go with it. And the way that we're going about doing this with getting new listeners is right now we are rocking the social media promoting and the social media marketing and just getting people to interact with a new fan base. And it's working. It's working beautifully. And it's great that the new guys that we have coming on board, they're all very, very social. They're all very likable, which is great because I'm not very sociable and I'm not very likable. So it's all
you call me likable? Which one of our guys is likable? I'm a jackass.
It's fucking awesome. You know how many people
we're all
out there
laughing
right now
when he
like,
says
holy
that.
shit, I hope the fucking storm kills it.
Hell
I
yeah,
thought
dude.
but I figured the rest of us aren't likable either.
Oh, well, you know, you guys are way more likable than me, you know. It's like you guys are like Fresno peppers, and I'm like, you know, jalapenos dipped in habaneros, dipped in sriracha sauce. So you guys are at least tolerable.
You're alright, dude. You speak your fucking mind, dude. You know, like what? Some people just can't fucking handle that, man.
No, they can't. People don't want to hear the fucking truth, man. It blows my mind how people are so afraid of the truth.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you need to go up to somebody and say, you know something, your ass really does look fat in that dress, and I'm telling you this because I love you. You know, sometimes you need to say that. I mean, I would never actually say that to somebody, but if I did, I'd make sure I got video of it, showed all of it to you, because I would be awesome watching me get my ass kicked for that. But,
or getting a good run.
Exactly. But yeah, dude, let's play another song, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's play Pontifex.
Yeah.
Come on, let's hear this.
Devoured by Oblivion. What can you tell people about this song, man?
Oh, this was the second song that I did with Pontifex, and it's with me on vocals and guitar. Actually, lead guitar. Caleb is doing all the guitar, and the drummer on this is actually the drummer from Markradon, Tim, who came in there, and you know the whole thing with this is he came in and he heard the song, then just recorded the drums in 2 takes, and then we moved on to something else. It was like we did it as a warm up, and it turned out it was so good that we kicked out the old drummer, got Mike Smith to go and do the recording, and Tim did the demo for this. So that's the story behind it. But it's awesome. It's kind of like a combination of thrash and black metal, and you know, Caleb did an absolutely wonderful job with this song. This is really the song that made me really, really, really want to, you know, join Pontifex on a more full-time basis.
Right on, man. Well, let's go ahead and fucking play that track for these motherfuckers so they can hear what you're talking about. Crank it the fuck up, motherfuckers, and you guys stay on the line with me, all right? We'll be right back.
Absolutely.
This is Pontifex with Devoured by Oblivion. Crank it the fuck up. Fuck yeah, motherfuckers. That was well, that wasn't brand new, but that was pretty fucking new right there. Fucking Pontifex, Devoured by Oblivion from Bluntface Records, who I have on the line with me right now. You guys there?
Yeah.
Dude, man, that was fucking... Fuck yeah, man. Love Pontifex, dude. Can't wait to fucking hear more from that shit, man.
Oh, wait until you hear the first song we released with Mike on drums. He really, really is working so hard on these drums, man. And you're going to find that what Mike is doing on drums is going to be something completely new for black metal. Like, he's doing, like, some drum beats that you never, ever hear of a black metal style riff. And it's wonderful. It's such a joy to work with, man. So we will definitely be getting you that as soon as we get, like, the first single off of the album with him on drums. I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Hell yeah, dude. And it's suffocation. Like, I mean, what the fuck, dude? You know?
Oh, yeah. And when you get down to it and you actually see what Mike does on the drum kit and how ruthlessly dedicated he is to his craft and how, I mean, you want to talk about a hardworking guy? He's probably the only guy in this world that I would say is like, dude, I'm a hard worker, but this guy's a fucking machine. Like, he's beyond the machine to the point where he's like a T-1000, you know? So he's like a friggin' Terminator. So I have the utmost and highest respect for him. And, you know, on like the non-drum playing side of that, Ed he plays on everything. This guy is always looking to play. He's like, I don't care, I'm going to play. Guy's laid up from surgery he had a month ago, and he still wants to fucking play. I get to fight him to get the bass and the guitar out of his hand. So everybody's been absolutely wonderful. So these guys really, you know, brought in these veterans because they set the tone. You know, they set the standard. They set the bar really high. So when Caleb went and introduced me to Baleful Litany, I was like, all right, well, they're from Central Florida, so I'm not really going to expect much because Central Florida is basically metalcore and rap music, and, you know, a bunch of guys just want to drink beer and have background music. And then when I heard the first song, I was like, whoa, I need to pay attention to this, because there's something going on over here that really catches my attention. There's a lot of talent going on here. There's a lot of potential in this, and I feel something from this. And then when I had an opportunity to speak to these guys, I realized that I was dealing with guys who were ready for a professional environment. and they were ready to take the step where, like, hey, they're really, really serious about this. And we had some really, really long meetings, and these guys are completely on point. They've been really supportive to other bands on the label. They've been absolutely incredible. So I want to personally introduce Darnell from Baleful Litany, so he can introduce himself, talk about, whatever it is that we're doing together. So, Zach, I want to introduce you to Darnell from Baleful Litany.
Dude, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Zach? How you doing, man?
Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. It's my honor to be on here with my friends at Bluntface Records, and I'm super stoked to be here and represent Baleful Litany.
So how's Bluntface been treating you, man?
Well, so far, Zach, it's been really surreal, to be honest, because we're basically like a two-piece. It's just me and Patrick, who's the drummer, and I play the guitar and vocals. And we're used to just kind of going it on our own and, doing everything yourself kind of thing. But we actually ran into Tequila on Facebook because we launched our Facebook page back in like July or so. And things just kind of snowballed from there. And it's just been a whirlwind. But, long story short, it's been nothing short of amazing. And we totally appreciate all the support from our friends and Bluntface, as well as the support we've been getting on social media as well.
Right on, man. So what can you tell people to expect when they hear some music from you guys?
Well, basically, Baleful Litany is a blackened death metal band in the vein of like Behemoth, Belphegor, with some symphonic elements like Old Emperor and Immortal kind of thing. It's just bone-crushing, unforgiving black metal. And it's very melodic, and it's just very heavy. It's probably the best way to describe it. And, we don't compromise the sound. We just go for it. We're very true to ourselves, and we're true to our art, and that's exactly how we consider it is art.
Fuck yeah, man. How'd you guys get started, and how exactly, like give people a little bit of history about you guys?
Sure, yeah. Well, me and Patrick, we actually met back in a former band that we were in called Battlestorm, and that was I guess it's more like a traditional heavy metal band. I was actually just the vocals at that point. I wasn't playing guitar yet. Patrick was still playing drums, but it was more of a power metal kind of thing. And from there, we just kind of developed a bond between each other when it comes to songwriting and that kind of a thing. And we played a couple of shows live and whatnot. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in the end, but me and Patrick always stood close. And one day, he just kind of came up to me, and he proposed an idea of a black metal band. And I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty good, I was kind of apprehensive at first because at the time, I was just kind of clean vocals, more like Iron Maiden, Bruce Dickinson, Rob Halford kind of thing. And I did play guitar, but I wasn't super serious with it at the time. But, I decided to jump on board with that, and we kind of went from there. We decided on the name Within at the time, and it was more of like a blackened thrash. But then at some point, we just decided, you know what, let's just go a bit heavier. Let's see how far we can take this. And then that's when Baleful Litany was basically born. And from there, we just started crafting some crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, I definitely can't wait to hear some shit from you guys, man. I know you mentioned Behemoth and Belphegor earlier, man. That's, those are a couple bands that I definitely, I totally dig. So,
For sure, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Well, fuck yeah. We can't wait to hear some shit from you guys. As soon as you get it, man, fucking send it over and we'll fucking blast that shit.
Absolutely, yeah. We are super excited to get going on that. Recording, there's going to be a lot more announcements and information on Baleful Litany, probably after Irma, because, all this crazy stuff is happening, so that's a bit of a distraction. But after that, we really look to work with Bluntface, and I would say so. Category 5 games.
Yeah, I think when it gets to Central Florida, I think it's going to be considerably weaker. I think we'll be all right. But I can't wait.
Music in the middle of war. The best music comes in the middle of that stuff.
Yeah, from
Exactly.
Crisis.
It's inspirational. Think of the energy
Guys,
you'll
you know,
have.
this is really cool that we're kind of like launching Central Florida black metal, and it's really great because the Nordic stuff is like all about like the cold and the winter, whatever, But Central Florida like black metal is about these fucking storms that utterly completely destroy entire cultures. We're not talking about a blizzard somewhere up in the mountains that buries the cabin. We're talking about they're talking about Miami being completely destroyed from top to bottom and losing all of that culture and all of that history on Ocean Drive. I mean, we're talking about crazy stuff where
Total devastation.
like biblical Noah's Ark type of stuff. So, not for nothing, but Florida black metal, that's what this shit is about.
It is, yeah.
I mean, times are just hot as fuck.
I was gonna say, like, Florida's always been kind of known for the death metal that they put out, but the way you guys are talking, man, it seems like there's gonna be some serious fucking black metal coming, man. And hell, I don't know, man, with these storms, dude. Fucking, I don't know. It might be a pretty bleak fucking place to bring that out from.
Yeah, exactly, and that's really the idea is with Baleful Litany, and it's basically to work hand in hand with Pontifex to kind of resurrect the extreme metal scene in Central Florida, because at this time there's just not really much going on, as Haniel alluded to. We're really looking to really bring that back and take it beyond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck Soldner is like right from down the road from me, man. In the past 15 or 16 years, we've definitely missed him in the metal scene. So, now it's I think we have an opportunity here, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Definitely.
Really excited about it.
Definitely.
For sure.
Well, I got some questions for you guys coming in from the chat room from the people listening, man. Let's see here. Megan wants to know, what are the favorite horror movies and villains of all time to all you guys?
Oh, this Glenn, I got a couple. I love Hellraiser. I think Hellraiser 5 Inferno is completely underrated, and I absolutely love Event Horizon for horror.
Wow.
That from Chiwanaku. I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's definitely a killer classic. And I'm real big. So is Michael Estes, the other guitar player in Chiwanaku. We're big on Michael Myers, man.
I got to throw out that Nate is a absolute over-the-top Aliens fan. We both actually have Aliens tattoos.
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm a big Aliens fan too, bro. Just as I like it, and it's always on the fucking TV.
Oh, I've got the face hugger on my vein on my arm.
Sweet.
Like
Nice.
like H.R. Geiger style?
So I'm doing my whole left sleeve is H.R. Geiger. My whole right sleeve is Rodan.
That's badass, dude.
Cool.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, I think I'm much more partial to the Italian horror film scene, like Dario Argento and Lucio Fulci, Suspiria. In fact, the imagery that I have in my head when I'm writing the lyrics for Pontifex stuff is like all like Lucio Fulci type of stuff. Like City of the Walking Dead. Basically anything out of Italy from the 70s and early 80s.
Somebody's getting all artsy on us.
Yeah, well, you want to know something? John Carpenter was heavily influenced by Dario Argento. And you look at Halloween, and you look at The Thing, and especially The Prince of Darkness. You will see Dario Argento camera angles, lighting, plot sequences, editing, heavily influenced by Italian horror movies. Heavily influenced.
Fuck yeah, man.
And I am an absolute fan of Goblin. Goblin's probably my all-time favorite. Like, even just saying the name chills down my spine. I absolutely love Goblin. They're great. And Claudio Simonetti, actually did like a death metal version of the Dario Argento soundtrack with like a metal band when he was like freaking 60. It's amazing. So I love that stuff. And as far as my favorite villain, my all-time favorite villain, come on, guys, we gotta say the Emperor from Return of the Jedi. Like Ian McDermott playing that role in that movie.
Dude, yeah.
That's a good choice. My all-time favorite villain.
Black metal.
He's fucking badass,
Only
man.
Pontius Pilate.
Like he was black metal before black metal was fucking black metal.
He invented black metal, motherfuckers.
He would be the ultimate black metal singer, dude. Can you imagine him as a front man? Dude.
Shooting fucking lightning.
Just sitting there in the chair on the stage, fucking shooting out fucking lightning bolts out of his fingers and shit. People would be like, what the fuck?
I would hate it for that for sure. Yeah. Well, this is Darnell from Baleful Litany, and I'd have to probably agree with Hanyo there. I'd have to go with the Emperor for sure. But I would like to mention Jason Voorhees for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Again, you want to talk about another soundtrack, dude? Harry Manfredini. Man, I could listen to that all day long. In fact, I actually do. I have it on my MP3 player in my car, and I listen to it whenever I'm driving back from where I am to Orlando at like 2 in the morning, and it's all dark, and I'm listening to the Friday the 13th soundtrack. It's like, I mean, I'm just trying not to get into a car accident at that point.
Come on, you gotta admit, any day that Halloween Michael Myers is way better than Jason.
I don't know.
Let's not.
I like Jason, man. Jason's pretty brutal. But Michael Myers is too.
Yeah, Jason's more got cheesy. But, man, the darkness of Michael Myers when he stabbed that one chick up against the wall, you saw his head tilt as her body started to twitch. I was just in amazement.
Yeah, and that's also right out of the Dario Argento Italian horror film book. Like that is almost like a direct copy of some of the scenes that he's done, which is brilliant. I mean, there's no shame in that. I mean, I could watch that all day long. But let's be real about this, guys. Halloween has 2 good movies.
Yeah,
and,
that's
only 2.
only 2.
Only 2 good movies.
None of them start with Rob Zombie.
Right. and Friday the 13th didn't really get going until the 3rd or the 4th sequel. So,
and then
again, we can get into an argument about this all day, and I love it, but I'm not going to, because we have to play another song, and then we got to wrap up, because I don't want to take up too much of Zach's time. And he's been awesome giving us all this time to talk about all the things that we're doing. And I wanted to personally thank Zach for all the support over the years and for helping me grow with my band, and this wonderful opportunity on the eve of what's probably going to be a really difficult weekend. So, and then here's the messed up part about this. In 2001, I was living in my father's house in Freeport, and on Tuesday, September 11th, I had a date with a girl just south of Canal Street at 11 o'clock in the morning. So at about 9:15, I'm woken up by my grandmother, and she said, "The Palestinians blew up the World Trade Center." I turn on the TV, and I see the tower. I see tower number 2 come down. So, and now we have this hurricane that's coming in over here that's supposed to be like this catastrophic event that's coming in like the morning of September 11th, this Monday. So it's pretty scary stuff if you look at how that date has just morphed into just terror right now at this point.
That is interesting now that you bring that up.
No shit.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think about that. We've used, as I said, we've used a lot of that to help define our stories. As I said, we're doing the concept albums, and literally it's 3 albums that are one giant story, which turns into the discussion of the last man on Earth facing a hive-minded virus, which was how we originally started. And as I said, it's all about all the horror of the world around us, and what we see, it comes back in our music and our lyrics. And I know it comes back with all you guys, and I think that's what metal is. It's a reflection of the demons of the rest of the world, and us just letting all that stress and anger out.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. sure. Yeah, it's a self-expression.
And all the heat, humidity you guys have to fucking deal with in Florida. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I play black metal, honestly. I hate the heat, so it makes me super angry and aggressive, and yeah.
Speaking of heat, I got another question from the chat room. Mike from Gravehuffer wants to know, what's the worst fart or biggest booger story? When was the first time you realized you were addicted to music? He asked that all in one question.
Yeah, I just so fart and booger at the same time. Man, that's a bad day.
Yeah. How do you even answer that?
I will say, I can tell you one of the worst ones I saw, and it turned out, it wasn't mine, but it turned out to a fart that wasn't a fart. Driving through the middle of Iraq, out of the blue, one of our drivers had to take a crap like you wouldn't believe, and we were the escorting gun truck, so we were providing security. So in the middle of the mission, we stopped, did like a Chinese fire drill, so he could be on the gun truck. He could be on the gun in the back. We have an open Hummer, so everything's open top, and this dude just grabs a box while he's sitting there, manning the 50 cal, and just blows the biggest you can ever imagine. Now we're driving 60 miles per hour. Again, and it's an open-top Hummer, so it's all exposed to the wind. And we're like, dude, we can smell that shit up here. What the fuck did you eat? And he's like, I don't know what to do with the box. I'm like, throw it the fuck out. He takes this MRE box.
Keep it and send it back home? What the hell?
He takes this MRE box that is just filled with absolute liquid and just chucks it out. Now, the worst thing is, I can tell you, the amount of shit that we threw out the back of the vehicles, every time you threw a box out, the Iraqis would run for it because they would think it's food or water.
Oh, no.
All I imagine is this random Iraqi running for, I got a box, what the fuck is that? What is this? So there's my whole shit story.
Jesus fucking Christ, man. Mike's got another question for you guys. This is a good one right here. He says when he plays, he has pictures of movie clips and shit running through his head. Do any of you guys visualize things like that while you play?
Oh, definitely, man. From T1
Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. I write songs about my dream, and when I'm writing music, most of the time I'll throw on a horror movie, or I'll throw on something just in the background just so I can have that vibe going when I'm writing. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, guys, whenever I'm like playing guitar, playing music, the shit that's going through my head, I'm not even kidding, is pretending that I'm in Goblin and I'm playing the soundtrack from a Dario Argento movie.
That's awesome.
I swear to God, man.
As with isolated antagonists, I definitely always stick with the isolated side. I've been stuck in some interesting places completely by myself, and that's where a lot of lyrics come from. It just feels like I'm dealing with this world around me that doesn't understand anything about me. So you end up feeling isolated, and we're working on books and everything to go with the music, but I still got, I got Terminator blasting through my head. I've got just all these horror movies are just kicking through my head of just anger and angst, and I see them as I play. I see them as I scream.
Yeah, this is Darnell from Baleful Litany, and for me, it's pretty much a lot of inward things, just having a lot of bottled up anger from events in the world, like you guys already said. Just a lot of fucked up shit, to be honest, that's happening, and it fuels a lot of the music, and just it's just a release, honestly. It's an expression, artistic expression of anger, and, honestly, how heavy can we make the music? And that's what we do. We just go for it. How melodic and heavy can we go?
Yeah, I like to think when we make the music, I want to see a pit in front of me, but we like to do the industrial, so I like to see people destroying people up front, and in the back, I just like to be able to see the heads nodding because they're just loving everything they listen to.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah, man. Right on, dude. Well, I thank you guys for fucking taking the time to do this, man. And before we let you guys go, I got to get you to make a station tag. So If you could.
Oh, I got to say one thing, or before I drive. Apparently, one of your listeners nuts. One of the places that I try and advertise a lot of the Bluntface stuff is on Facebook, Metal University. I think they got like 20,000 users. So
yeah,
go
Megan.
up there and tag the crap out of it. Tag the crap out of your stuff. People will get to hear it. I try and advertise all you guys on there. I'm sure you see me dropping names.
For sure, yeah.
Hey Zach, we gonna get one more song?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I got a whole bunch of fucking shit from Bluntface coming up next.
Awesome, man. You just let us know when you want us to do that tag.
All right, man. Just when you're ready, say your names and say you're with Bluntface Records and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
All right, this is Ed from Tiwanaku and Bluntface Records, and you're listening to Zach on Metal Devastation Radio. Get some.
Hey man, this is Glenn from Isolated Antagonist. You're listening to that metal. Shit, I just fucked that up again, didn't I?
It happens.
I'll record that whole thing. All right, let's get that one again. Hey, all right.
I'm totally gonna play that.
Oh no, I got more for you. This is Glenn from Isolated Antagonist. You're listening to Metal Devastation Radio. It's all about science and shit.
Hey, this is Darnell from Baleful Litany, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio, where metal reigns supreme. Turn it up.
This is Haniel from Pontifex, Markerdon, and Bluntface Records. You're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah,
Keep it
dude.
fucking brutal.
Hell
I
yeah,
couldn't do
man.
a tagline because it wouldn't be as good as you guys.
That was cool as shit, man. That was cool as shit.
Gotta yell.
Keep it fucking brutal. Keep it brutal. That's brutal.
Well, thank you, Zach, for having us, man. It was so much fun, bro. I really appreciate it, and thanks to everyone at Bluntface and everyone who tuned in today. Thank you, guys.
Dudes, anytime, man. Any fucking time, man. Just hit us up and we will fucking help you out, man. Any way we can, man.
I can't wait to get play back to this interview.
Thanks a lot.
I had a blast. I can't wait to hear the rest of it and hear me interrupting everybody over and over again.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna upload this entire fucking thing to YouTube and blast it all over the fucking net, so you guys will definitely hear it.
Make sure you upload my completely fucked up radio tag too, right?
Totally, dude.
Anyway,
Guaranteed. All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time, guys. And once again, man, Bluntface fucking Records. Check them out, dude. If you're out there listening right now, check them out. Bluntface.com, bluntfacerecords.com, and you'll find out everything you need to find out, man. But here's some Markerdon with Ningish Zida. Crank it the fuck up, motherfuckers. Loud as fuck.